She's a mama of 3, and she's absolutely crazy. I mean, really. Like good crazy. But when you get up here, like we're going to have a little thing. I've got shoes that are brown with blue soles. You can't see them. But I want you to pay attention to her shoes when she gets here. She hit diamond when she was 24 years old. There's this little story that at convention, because she had hit it so young and then so fresh and it was so new before convention a couple years ago, that they actually forgot to invite her to all the diamond festivities. And she's like, no, like I'm really a diamond. Like I look like I'm in high school, but I'm actually a mom, and like I'm a real diamond. It all crushed it when she was young, and then she created this amazing tool that is. I'm going to give this to a breastfeeding mom because I've got 7 kids who are always breastfed, and so okay, with the newest baby. So like, how old's that baby? 3 weeks. Anybody got a baby that's less than 3 weeks old? No, okay, so this is but I'll bring it to you. All right, so it's funny because all the women said like breastfeeding mom, all the guys have been like nursing mom, because like we don't want to say breast unless it's just guys, right? Okay, Bethany, I would love it if you would come up here. She's going to tell you how to crush your business, how to onboard people, how to have a system. She is the creator of the Diamond Workbook. You guys get on your feet. Clap for my good friend with the awesome, awesome shoes. No, like show, not to where they can see up your dress, but like show them.
So these shoes say, not really, but they say I was born in 1993 and I'm proud of it. If you can't see them, they are like rubber pink. And it actually, funny, I didn't even plan to talk about this, my shoes, but I was in the store shopping for shoes, and I found pink Timberlands. Are you guys familiar with Timberlands? So they're so cute. They're brown. I come from a lumberjack-looking family, kind of my husband. And my husband comes from a lumberjack-looking family, so I was like, oh, that would be so cute. But we all know with kids, Timberlands will not last because they're kind of fuzzy, and so they would get dirty in like 1 second. So I had to go with the rubber shoes. Speaking of kids, also didn't plan to talk about this, but it's so funny I have to. I was chatting with Erica and Taylor before, some of my friends from my team, and we were talking about the crazy things that kids do. And I was telling them a story about my daughter, which actually I'll just go ahead and flip to this slide. My daughter is down, or in the bottom of the picture, you can see her little feisty face. We walked into the house the other day, and I kid you not, she's 3 years old. She's standing on the piano like this, peeing. And we were just like, oh no, do we tell people? Because then they'll never play the piano at our house again. But anyway, I love my family. My son is 5 years old. His name is Moses. He is really the reason that I came into Young Living. And I'll get more to that in a second. My daughter Lennon is 3, and my son Mac is almost 1. And then this is my team. So together, this makes my whole family. And this is what I visioned, like in the beginning. All those people going on retreats, being connected with powerful women and men, feeling that community, that culture of business. And before I had anyone say yes to me, anyone, I visualized that because that's what I wanted. I would not sell my organization for $5 billion. The people are so important to me, and I loved Lindsay Moreno's talk the other day, and I loved how she distinguished between someone who's doing this business as a vehicle to kind of pursue another business, and people who are doing this because they love it. And I fit into that category. I love this business. I am so fired up by the fact that I get to wake up every single day and do that day what I love that day. I'm not doing what I'm doing today for a rank I'm going to achieve in 5 years. I'm doing it because I'm fired up today about it. And that's honestly my vision and hope for all of you, is that you can fall in love with the process. Because I hear all the time people say, I want to be silver, when I get silver, when I hit gold, when I hit platinum. What about today? What if we could fall in love with the process today? And so this is why I do it. This is my journey to Young Living. I had my first miscarriage on August 13th, 2013. I met Jordan Schrant 2 days after that. I was looking for a miracle, and she presented it to me in the form of essential oils. She said, hey, I think these oils could really help your hormones, and will you come over? So I came over to her house. I learned all about them. She said, call into this class at 7. I called in. I listened to her amazing 101 class, and I signed up that night. I was probably the easiest sell because she didn't even have to text me and follow up. I was like, hey, send me your link. So I bought my kit, and I put this up here because I was so bad at social media or Instagram. Like, this is literally my Instagram posts. And so I posted that I got my oils, you know, the beautiful box that is there. That's literally what I posted. Then the picture beside that is a picture of a Stress Away bottle that looks like I put it through the washer. And it's with, like, the background of the pocket reference highlighted, and it says, study buddy. That's it. And then it says, hashtag, the adventures of Bethany Shipley. So funny. And I just laugh when I look at that because there are 26 people who liked that photo, and 25 of those likes came after I hit diamond, and people scrolled back and liked it. So there's like no following, especially on social media. Then the next picture is, again, 41 likes. Same thing, like 4 or 5 people liked that before. And it says, hey, look what came today. Like, I am so, I've learned a lot on Instagram, and I've really decided to become, that is a goal for me, to grow my Instagram. But in this season, I was just having fun. Just having fun and showing up, and that is what is magnetic to people. So, and then there's a picture of Jordan and I at my first convention that I was diamond, and it was so cool because in my journey, when I found out that I was pregnant, or, you know, I'd miscarried, I was not interested in the business. I got the oils for the oils. That was why I got it, and I almost went inactive. My account almost expired because I did not order for a full year. And Jordan kept bugging me about it. And she said, hey, you should come to this business class. You should come to this girls' night out. And I remember one time, I told my husband, I said, when do you think she's going to get the point that I don't want to do this business? Which is so funny, right? Because you would think that I was like all about it. And so one night, I was nursing my son. He was maybe a week old. She was at convention. They were having the time of their lives, and I was kind of watching through social media, having a little bit of FOMO, a little bit of fear of missing out. And she texted me a picture of someone walking across a stage. And she said, this reminds me so much of you. And I was sitting there, like, feeling totally lost in motherhood. I'm a week into it, bleeding everywhere, out of everything, and just like, what is going on? This was not what I expected. I thought motherhood would be it for me, and it would fill me, and it would just drive me. And so when I saw that there was a way people could have both, you could be both an awesome mom and be a businesswoman at the same time, and you don't need a college education, and you don't have to have sales experience, and it's something you can learn. I'm like, okay, I'm interested. So I read the book GoPro by Eric Worre. And it's 7 skills to becoming a network marketing professional. And I said, you know what? If it's a skill, I can learn it. It's like riding a bike. It's not magic. It's not what I thought. I'm going to take a look at this. So that was the journey to building. Not a natural. I realized when I couldn't enroll someone for my first 3 months, and when someone did enroll, it was my mother-in-law, who I'm pretty sure just did it to, like, be nice. I was shaking. My stomach was like, oh, and I said, do you want to go ahead and get your kit? And she said, sure. And I said, okay, give me your card. And so I enrolled her. That was my first enrollment, 3 months after I committed to going for Royal Crown Diamond. That was a little discouraging. And so I was not a natural, but what I realized is it's actually an advantage to not be a natural. The best teachers know the system inside and out. They can teach it backward and forward. They know every step. You can put them in the middle of let's say a math teacher, put them in the middle of the problem, and they know it so well, they can come up with the answer because they know the system. And I realized in order to be a good businesswoman, I need to have more than just me doing this business. I have to be creating other people who are duplicating this business. I cannot rely on myself. And I'm only as good as I can train. So it's really awesome that I'm not good at this business, because now I can think and analyze as a third party while I'm doing it, how to train, how to do it. So I'm so grateful that and props to the people who start out with an Instagram following. That's amazing, and it's a skill they've learned previously. I didn't have that. So now I get to go to my team and say, hey, here's what I'm learning on Instagram. Here's how I'm growing right now. And I don't start out with that. So I'm really grateful that I'm not a natural. So let's talk about how you would need a system. Let's talk about, you might need a system if. Anyone remember Jeff Foxworthy, which you might be redneck if? Okay, so you might need a system for training your business builders if people in your team only join for the products. If everyone you're bringing onto your business, everyone you're enrolling is only enrolling for the products, this is a sign that you might need a system. This one says, you're a crunchy mom too. Wait, did we just become best friends? And I feel like that is so cool and applicable. All right, you might need a system if accidental business builders happen more than intentional business builders. Like, have you heard people say, I didn't start out to do the business, I accidentally became a business builder. That's a sign that you need a system. And you might need a system if this is an actual photo of you when someone asks you how to start the Young Living business. I saw that on Google and I was like, I'm grabbing that. I hope I don't get sued from the creator of this little guy. But I'm like, this happens all the time. Because the magic question that comes before people wanting to do the business is, hey, do you have any interest in the Young Living business? That is a magic question. Statements like, you would be so good at this. I see your gifts aligning with this business so well. You are so good with people. You are on my dream team. Girl, join me. You are on my dream team. I want you with me in this thing. I would love to do this with you. Those are statements that make people want to go, sign me up. I want to do it with someone. I want to be in your team. Those are statements. But here is the bottom line truth. You won't ask that question, which is, hey, do you want to do this business with me? If you don't know what to say when they answer. If you're like, well, I don't want to say, do you want to do this business with me? Because if they say yes, I'm that little hamster, I'm terrified, then you won't ask that question. And all good things come, well, not all, but many good things come from that question. And then another bottom line is your team won't ask that question if they don't know what to say when their prospects answer. So they're not duplicating business builders because they don't know what to say. Maybe you're not duplicating business builders because you don't know what to say, and it's terrifying. So my goal by the end of this presentation is that you will know how to clearly bring on a new builder. You will know what to say as soon as they say that they want to do the Young Living business, and you will be able to duplicate it within your team. How does that sound? Okay. And full transparency, this is what I do. So I'm basically opening up a little window to my business, and I am grateful to my team for being okay with that because it's theirs too. So there's two things that go into this. One is an onboarding system, which is bringing a new builder into your business. How do they get launched? What's the on-ramp to doing the business? And then once they're onboarded, then they're plugged into ongoing support. So things that are always going on. And the goal is if they're plugged into the ongoing support, then they will be enrolling new business builders that you will then need to onboard. Or sorry, if they're plugged into ongoing, they're going to bring in people that you're going to onboard. So it's this beautiful cycle of bringing more and more people in. So let's talk about the onboarding conversation. For me, this happens in a phone call. And just by the way, I do have a slide in maybe 6 slides that says text the word biz to blah, 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 and you can just see this whole Google slide. So if you want it, you can just have it. Thank you, Project Broadcast, right? So onboarding. There are 5 pieces to this. The first one is the interview. And this is kind of unique because some of this you can go off of a script, but some of it's intuitive. You know what to ask. You know what to ask that person. I like to kind of coach on keep it open-ended. So what do you want this Young Living thing to be for you? I used to say, okay, what's your goal rank? And they're like, I don't even know like what a rank is. I don't know okay, what do you want this Young Living thing to be for you? And you could even cross out the word want and say, what do you hope this Young Living thing will be for you? Because I'm not trying to get a goal out of them. I'm not trying to get some deadline to like hold them accountable to. I'm just trying to feel that person. Like who are you? What do you want? Is it the money that's driving you? Is it that you don't want to miss your child's senior year of baseball games and you're hoping to quit your second job? Is it because you want to afford organic food for your family? Is it because you need a purpose-driven life and you need a community? I need to know that. And that question leaves room for their answer. So what do you hope this Young Living thing will be for you? And a lot of times I will preface this by saying, hey, like, no, I'm not looking for a goal. I'm just wanting to know you. And so that's the first question. And then I'll say, have you seen the income disclosure statement? And sometimes they have, sometimes they haven't. But this income disclosure statement is one of the most magical documents that Young Living has. It shows what the average income is for each rank. And they file it with the federal government. It's completely legit. In fact, it's mandatory that they have it to be in line with the FDC, I believe. And so it's really an awesome thing. And it shows everything they need to know to fall in love with the idea of structure. Now, if you show that to a person who's really, really driven and like rank driven, they're gonna go straight to Royal Crown and be like, oh, I'm doing this. And then some people will just be like, oh, okay, silver looks awesome, I would love that. So everyone's different, but I love using that document. So that's the first thing, getting a feel for who they are and why they're doing this. The second piece of the conversation is getting them set up with some sort of compensation plan training. When I got started, I dove in deep on the compensation plan, and I wanted to know everything because I thought that's what you had to do, right? It's like, I need to learn all the things. I need to know all the details. And then I realized, like, the Rising Star bonus for me is like really all you need to know because you can get paid really quickly. You can, just figure out structure, figure out all the things that Young Living wants you to know with 1 3-minute video. So this is Adam Green's 3-minute. He's with a whiteboard and a black marker. I try to outsource as many of those little video tools as possible. So thank you, Adam. The next thing is how to start. You need to tell them exactly what to do to be successful. I recently attended Eric Worre's Beyond Leadership event in Vegas, which was absolutely fabulous. And he said, when someone comes to work at McDonald's, they don't need to know where the burgers come from. They don't need to know how the manager orders the burgers. They don't need to know what the temperature of the fry pit is. All they need to know is how to push the button, right? Push the button. And we have to make it so simple for our people just to help them get 1, 2 enrollments. Because the thing is, people who will dive in deep will do it anyway without you. But if you overwhelm someone, they will be paralyzed and not able to move forward in their business. So what I suggest is having something that you use as standard. Maybe it's classes. Maybe it's sending them Sarah Harnish's YouTube video 101 class. Maybe it's adding them to a 3-way chat with your upline who would love to talk with them. Whatever it is, tell them exactly what to do and make it so simple that anybody could do it and that it looks easy enough that they believe anybody could do it. So yeah, they can do it knowing nothing about oils. Sometimes I used to say, okay, you want to build a business? Go host a class. Because that's what I did. But you know how terrified I was to host my first class? I was shaking. And like people came and I did not know what to say and I was so terrified. It was great. It's part of my story. I love it. But I consider myself a pretty confident person. Imagine if you have someone who doesn't have confidence yet and then they're told to go host a class. It's like scary. So have them share a video. Have them share a watch party. Have them add to a Facebook group and tag somebody in the video. Make it really, really easy. And they can do it knowing nothing about network marketing. Next is the link. You'll want to give them their link early. And I suggest make their link for them and tell them how you did it. If you are together, show them. Go in your virtual office, say, here's your member number. We're going to copy that, put it in the link builder, in your virtual office. You can Google it if you don't know how to do this. And then what I like to do is take that link over to bit.ly and customize their name so they can save it easily and it's just awesome. And so the reason why I suggest making it with them is not because they're going to lose it, but because they're going to need to do this with their people. So you want them to know how to find it. And next is plugging them into resources. So if you have team Facebook groups, if you have any sort of like Team Marco Polo, team chat thread, I don't know, plug them in there. Books that you are going to be referencing. If your team uses like the Game Plan by Sarah Harnish and that's your system, they need to know where to get that book and they need to know it. Otherwise, you're going to be talking about it. They're not going to know about it and they're going to be like, I'm left out and I don't think I fit in here. So let them know about what books you're going to be referencing. Introduce them to their upline if it's applicable. I find that community is really important, and that's how people stay. That's how people stay anywhere they go. If you go to like a new church and you don't know anybody, your likelihood of coming back is very, very low. But if you connect with someone, your likelihood of coming back is very, very high. So it's really important. And even if maybe they're not even like, you know, maybe it's you sponsored them and then you introduce them to your collective upline. That's fine. Just get them in the community, get them plugged in, and then get them plugged into ongoing trainings, which is what we're going to talk about next. There's the number for the slides. And it's like literally a link to my Google slides, so it's kind of funny. Hopefully it's on view only and not editable. And if it's editable, please don't like erase it. I'll figure it out. And then share with anyone, post anywhere. So if you go back to your team and you're like, hey, I would love to implement this system. I would love for this to be standard and normalized. Then you have it, and you can just, you know, hop on Zoom, share your screen, and you've got it. Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Okay, so next thing is ongoing. This is what they're going to plug into after they're onboarded. And there are 3 things to this, probably 4, but I haven't actually implemented the 4th in my team, so I can't tell you the results of it yet. But number 1 is personal development. This needs to be in my opinion, I don't want to say it needs to be. My opinion is that if you have a culture of personal development, your team will lap other teams. I believe that product education equals addition in the business. I believe that business education equals multiplication, and I believe that personal development equals squared. Like, literally, if you have a culture of personal development where everyone in your team knows the goal of this business is who we become in the process, they will stick around for that and that only. People won't quit when they know they're bettering themselves. And it's really important because people want to quit. I've wanted to quit before. And I'm like, no. This is a mirror. This is making me better. This is important. So personal development, that happens for us daily, and I'm going to talk about exactly how in a minute. We're going to break each of these down. Professional development, that's like skills training. That's like when I read Eric Worre's 7 Skills to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. That is professional development. People can be like the nicest, most personally developed people, but if they don't have skills, they will not succeed in this business. So you need both. And if you're not teaching both, this is a great opportunity to up your game. So professional development, weekly, and then taking inventory. This means giving people the opportunity to raise their hand and say, yeah, I'd like to check that out. I'd be interested in learning more about the business. Yeah, I want to know how to make $50 this month. Giving people that opportunity. So let's dive into each of these. Personal development daily. So a culture of growth and contribution, which I mentioned, and it's about who we become in the process as a mindset. And I forgot the quotations on the beginning of It's About Who We Become, which was driving me crazy last night, but that's okay. I'll just put it out there so you can all see my flaw. So the way that we do this is actually we just implemented it about a month ago, and we do a morning call for our team every weekday morning, every day at 9 a.m. And we have an amazing host, Bethany Crawford, just slays it. She gets on, basically the structure of our call, we use freeconferencecall.com. The structure of our call is my dad hits record, and then as soon as we hear the recording has started, Bethany Crawford, which I call her BC, she goes and welcomes everyone with high enthusiasm, says, good morning, it's Wednesday, blah, 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 date, and we are so excited. Here's a quote for you today, and then she says, do we have any shares? So she has a specific topic for shares every single day. So, Monday motivation, share something that's motivating you today. Tuesday, Try It Tuesday or Testimony Tuesday. We have different themes so people can hop on, unmute themselves, say, okay, I just had this crazy experience today, gives everyone an opportunity to jump in. Then Bethany Crawford introduces the trainer, and this is a 15-minute call or less, so it's really short, so people can hop on and just listen. They don't have to participate if they don't want to. And the trainer is training on something that has to do with personal development. And it's just really great. And I picked the trainers based upon that week's enrollments. So I look back at Senior Star or above, and I just look at who has the enrollments, who's exhibiting the qualities that I'm looking for that week, and then I ask them basically on Sunday night if they will train. And so then she says thank you, and we get off the call. And it's so fun. We put the replay up in the leadership Facebook group. It's so fun because people get a chance to plug in and just kind of get their day going off right and get repetition of names. So that is what we're doing for personal development. For professional development, we're doing weekly skills training, and that is based upon Eric Worre's book with the 7 skills. So every week we're doing a different skill, and it's really fun because it's all so basic. And you know what I realize? When I have trouble training on a topic, that is a mirror for what I need to work on. And that's really important because if you're having trouble training people how to meet new people, that is a mirror for what you need to be working on. And so how do I get inspiration for all these? I go read the chapter, and then I go on YouTube and I learn from Eric Worre. I'm being coached by Eric Worre right now in a small Voxer setting, and he's been amazing. And so I can ask questions. I'm also digging into this on a level that's like, I need to show up as an enroller. Like last month, I was like, let's do this. I enrolled 5 people last month because I'm like, I will not ask my team to do something I'm not willing to do. I'm going to get out there and do the work and say hi in the grocery store. And if I don't do that, I won't be able to train on it. If I'm not able to train on it, they're not going to have the freedom that I want them to have. So really, my 5 enrollments actually represents way more because of who it's making me and how it's making me be able to train. So finding prospect, you can read it and you can just get the slide. So I'm not going to read through those. Okay, taking inventory, asking. So posting about commissions, you'll want to read policies and procedures. Make sure you do it within the guidelines. I love talking about what is the paycheck doing for us this month? What have we been able to give? How am I being able to support my family? Talking about how much something costs and being like, I'm so grateful that we're able to do this. Talking about the business, opt-in posts like, hey, anyone want to go for Star this month? We're going to do a fun little call or whatever. Personal conversations, like with the question that I mentioned at the beginning, like, do you have any interest in doing this business? And then intro to the business events, like on Facebook, sometimes we'll do near commissions. I recommend to do it near commissions. So if someone just got their first paycheck and they're like, how did I get that paycheck? Then they have an opportunity to check out the business. And that is like, you get on, talk about network marketing, why Young Living, and share your story. Super basic, very, very comfortable. Okay, so together, the onboarding and ongoing, that is where it's at. Like if you can have this kind of set in place, and it will take some time. Eric Worre told me that it takes about a year to bake one system into the culture. And so I have 11 systems that I am implementing. It's going to take 11 years for it to be the way that I want it to be, but that's awesome. That's the way I want it. That's the kind of mentality I want. I don't want a business where I'm like just looking at 3 months in advance, just looking at 6 months, just looking at a year. I'm in this for the long haul. I'm having so much fun every single day that I don't want to give up like the fun that I'm having. So it's like, let's just make it awesome. All right, last but not least. So I actually had a video that I was going to play, but I was super grateful because I'm like, I think there might be some sort of liability with playing a video with, in a public, like it's a YouTube video. And I'm like, you know what? I just don't want to get sued. I just don't want to get sued. So instead, I'm going to tell you a story that really, if this is all you get, this is it. Like, you could forget the system, you could forget all of it, and if you get this. So I was between silver and gold, and I had been there what felt like a while. And I was starting to feel a little discouraged. In fact, the month after I hit silver, my entire silver leg, everyone who had said they wanted to do the business, they were actually in one church, and the pastor of the church, the way that it worked, the pastor dictated what everyone else did, and the pastor of the church said, I don't think that Young Living is good, and you should all quit because you're spending too much money on oils, and I want you to basically be tithing that money. And so they all quit, every single one of them. I mean, I'm talking people who, because when you start out, I mean, you believe in everybody, right? You're like, you say you're going to platinum by November? Oh, you're going to platinum by November. You are totally doing this. You have that belief. That's normal. That's good. I had that belief, and I didn't know how to temper it yet with like, hey, Bethany, most people don't. Like, it's okay if most people don't. So I was like, we're doing this. Our team's going to the top. We're doing it. And I kept getting these calls like, I'm quitting this. I'm giving up. I'm signing, like giving, what is it? You literally cancel your account, you know? And I just hit silver, and I was like, I just want to maintain silver, you know? I had worked so hard for it. And I remember just feeling so down and discouraged. And I was like, I know I can do it again. Like, I know I can build it again, but I just really thought this was it. And I was at the gym. Any CrossFitters? Okay, awesome. I was at the gym doing CrossFit. And we were doing a snatch. So if you don't know what the snatch is, you go all the way down, like right here, and, well, it's hard to do in a dress, but you basically and land it. And so you have tons of weight on that bar. You know, as much weight as you can get on and still lift it, that's the goal. And snatches are really hard because going overhead with something is vulnerable and it's kind of scary. And I was like, okay, I was lifting with a girl who's just a little bit stronger than me, and it was almost like snatching this weight was representing my life. I was like, I'm trying. Like, I'm giving it everything I've got, you know? I said I'm going for Royal, and I'm doing it. I promised myself, I promised my husband, and now I'm not even silver, and like this whole leg's quitting. And I was just like standing there trying not to cry because the girl I was lifting with was not into oils. She would not have understood what I was talking about. And, you know, she doesn't care, you know? And I was just like, okay. And I just realized, like, okay, this is bigger than the weight. Like, it's bigger than the weight. It's like something going on with me. So I had this moment that I can't explain other than that I feel like it was divine. And it was like Spirit said, or God said, you're lifting this bar as a silver. And I was like, in my mind, like I didn't actually hear an audible voice, but it was like feeling. I was like, yeah, like I am lifting. I am a silver, by the way. Like if you didn't know, I am a silver. So I'm lifting the bar as a silver. And I was like, why aren't you lifting that bar as a gold? I was like, interesting. I'm not lifting that bar. Well, I'm not a gold yet. It was like, so you think that you're going to just get to gold lifting the bar as silver? And I was like, hold on. In that moment, I realized nobody's hit any rank on accident. Most likely, like at least silver, gold. Like if they do, they're a different breed. Pretty much it comes from belief and walking in the energy of the rank you want before you are that rank. Like, so I was like, okay, wait a second. I'm going for Royal. So what would it look like if I lifted that bar as a Royal? Like, what would I feel like in this moment? What would you feel like in this moment? What would I feel like if I was already Royal Crown? I could picture it in my head. I knew the clothes I'd be wearing. I knew how my hair would look. I knew every little detail. It was like my life, I'm put together. I'm eating well. I'm like, I have this vision. I'm like, I know who I am at Royal Crown Diamond. But I'm not living that in that moment. And I decided in that moment, and the girl I was lifting with probably thought I was crazy. Because I started like smacking my legs, and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm lifting this bar as a gold. I'm lifting this bar as a platinum. I'm lifting this as a diamond. I'm lifting it as crown. And from right now until evermore, I am walking around as a Royal Crown Diamond. And until it gets easy to say, hi, my name is Bethany Shipley, and I'm a diamond. I mean, I said that over and over and over again in my car. Before it happened. Hi, my name is Bethany Shipley. I'm a diamond with Young Living. That still felt weird. Okay, let's try again. Hi, my name is Bethany Shipley, and I'm a diamond with Young Living. And it got so normal. It got so, like, I didn't feel reservation in my stomach that I was just like, yes, Yes, this is real. So I stepped up to the bar, I lifted the bar, I did the snatch and nailed it. And they were all like, yay, good job. But in my heart, I knew what that snatch meant. I knew it meant from that moment, I am choosing to walk in my house as a Royal Crown Diamond. When I engage with my husband, I'm a Royal Crown Diamond. When I engage with my kids, I'm a Royal Crown Diamond. When I talk to a prospect, I'm a Royal Crown Diamond. When I start my bank account, that's a business account, with $100, because that's all I have to put in it, I'm a Royal Crown Diamond. Watch me grow this business account. Right? Watch me. So, what I want you to do is get comfortable with the rank you want. Start showing up on team trainings as the rank you want. Start showing up in your groups as the rank you want. Start showing up as the upline of the rank you want. And what's going to happen is going to be massively crazy, because your rank will follow your energy. Your rank will follow your energy. And what I love about events is that you can just your life can change, because you make a decision at an event that will change your life. And so, if you will, I'm going to just ask you to close your eyes. And if you have any bit of reservation around submitting to my exercise, that's a pretty good sign that you should just discipline yourself to submit and go there. Get the distractions out of your head. You're going to leave this room today. You're going to go home, maybe tomorrow, and everything is going to continue. Your life is going to continue on. Your kids are still going to be needy. Your husband is still going to be however he is. Life is going to continue the way it is. Nothing about your circumstances most likely are going to change when you leave. Your schedule probably won't change very much. So you have to decide what changes in your energy. And that's pretty much the only leverage you have probably right now. You have to choose to believe it. You have to choose to wake up as the rank you want. You have to decide the energy of the rank you want. You have to breathe it in and you have to breathe it out. You cannot afford to just let this thing play out however it's going to play out, to see what happens. You can't afford that, because you only get one life. This is it. Once this is over, a day turns into a week, turns into a month, soon it's Christmas. And then you're going to start on January 1. And then January 1 is way busier than you thought, and you're tired, so then it turns into January 2, and then it's April, and before you know it, we're back at convention. So that's what's on the table right now. That's just letting it play out the way it is. So you got to go back and you got to get to work. And I'm not talking about work necessarily with your action, although that may be a part of it, but you got to get to work in your mindset. You can't afford to let a day go by without choosing what you feed your mind. You cannot go back and just let it continue, or else you will continue getting the results that you've gotten. So you better go back home, and your husband is going to look at you and say, wow, I don't know where you came from, but I want more of that. You are powerful. You are beautiful. What kind of energy got into you? How are you so confident? How are you so fierce? How are you such a dynamic woman? Wow. You're going back to that event next year, honey, because you are awesome. You're finding the energy of royal, and you're walking in it every single day. And you're at convention, you see your business builders, these people you're believing in before they ever saw it for themselves. They're walking across the stage. They're looking at you, tears streaming down their face. They're saying, thank you for believing in me before I saw it for myself. Thank you. Thank you for going ahead. Thank you. It's worth it. All right, open your eyes. If you can capsule that up in a pill and take that every day, that feeling you felt, you have to get in touch with that every day. And I know you have it in you. It's not going to be easy at all. It will be very hard. And it's not hard like you accidentally stub your toe hard. It's hard because it's hard to remember to get in that zone every day. But I know you can do it, because I know you have it in you. I know you have it in you. You're amazing. Look what You were the sperm that made it. Think about it. Think about that for a second. Somebody put that on a graphic. When I was working with my dad at an auto sales place one time, I drew him a little graphic, and it was the egg. And then there was like all these famous people behind Bethany Shipley bursting into the egg. You made it. You've already arrived. You woke up this morning. I woke up this morning with breath in my lungs. A lot of people didn't. I have health. I have a heartbeat. I have everything I need to be successful. I have a smile. I can connect with people. I love my life. You love your life. We have already won. You are already a winner no matter what your rank. This has been awesome. Thank you guys so much. I would love to connect with you on Instagram. I love you so much.
All right, thank you. Hey, I got to get a picture of your shoes. Her shoes are like plastic, rubber. Because when you have all these little kids are like sprinklers, right? Like they're always.
And we're like classic, the boot selfie on Instagram.